application called Hook Theory that was really helpful to me when I was first learning how to write with chord theory. I had some basic understanding, but this helped me kind of build on that understanding without being so terribly painful. So it's called hooktheory.com. You're going to go there. It's going to pull up like this, and it's going to say buy now or learn more. It's going to look like those are your only options. If you click buy now, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I have to pay all this money. There is like a monthly $4.99 subscription, or you can subscribe for a whole year for $50, or if you want to just have it forever, it costs $150. I think I bought in before it cost this much, but it's been useful to me. If you're a beginner, if you're really trying to figure stuff out, I think it's a good product. So when you get here, it looks like you have to pay for it, right? You're gonna click HookPad and click try for free. Okay, it should then open like this. And you'll notice that all this stuff is grayed out. You're not going to be able to use everything. I think it does let you use the guide still though, which is really nice. I'll show you in a minute. It's letting me use everything. Maybe there's a free trial at first. So this is Hook Theory. Right here, it lists all the chords, and its default key is C major. So these are all the chords in C major, and if you click C, it's going to give you a C chord right here. So this is your chord progression line down here. This line up here, as you can see, has all 7 notes of your scale, and right here it's telling you what they are, even C, D, E, F, G, A, B. It's got them labeled for you, and they're going up. If you change the key, you can click this, and you can go to G. Okay, and now that's changed this to a G major chord, and it's changed all of those to the notes in the G major chord. Okay, so what it does a lot of the work for you, but it also, as I play with it, I learn and memorize more things. You'll see here that there's like a major key, minor key. That's all we've talked about in this course, and that's all we're going to talk about. There are a whole bunch of other keys. And they have different sounds, and if you want to play around in here with them, you can. I probably wouldn't spend a ton of time on it while you're trying to compose your first song, but you can learn so much just from playing in here. Okay, so we're in a major key. Let's say we want to write a happy song, so we're going to keep it there. I know they say not to say happy and sad, but it really, in general, kind of feels that way. So I'm going to go back to C major just because that is the easiest key. You don't have to deal with sharps and flats, but you can change it to any key, and you could actually write it in C major and then transpose it later if you want. So let's say we have a C chord, and then we're going to need to choose like usually 3 to 4 chords to make a song, right? So we're going to do C, and I'm probably going to play that C for 4 measures, maybe just 3, who knows. And then I need a new chord, and I'm going to go F, and then I'm going to go to G, and then usually you resolve back to C pretty quick here when you're writing chords. And there you can watch some videos. I'll post some videos about chord progressions and how that works. But for now, I just want you to play around, choose any chords in the key until you find a pattern or combination that you like. So I've got my chords here. I'm going to play them back. If I can start it at the beginning. There we go. This is going kind of long, I know, but and you'll notice, I mean, there's a lot of songs that change right here, like right after the first 2 measures. I think just when you're starting out playing with this, give yourself a little bit of time to play with it. So notes wise, it's going to give you the option to add in notes. So if I do this right here, it's going to give me a C, and then maybe my next note is a D. Now I could be going up and down the scale, okay, but if I want it to be like kind of interesting, I might, you know, jump around a little bit. Okay, so let's see what that sounds like. And then I might do it again. I think I want to go clear up. Oh, I want to go up. Maybe I want it on a 6. And if it goes low like that, you can click on the note and you can use the arrow key to bring it up where you want it. But I don't think that's the sound I wanted. I think that's right there. Okay, so then I'm going to go. Okay, so now see I'm getting kind of a melody going there. Now, you might put in notes that you're like, I actually don't really like the way that sounds. And it's probably because they're not in the root chord. Okay, so like if I turn on these guides, it's actually going to only light up the lines that are in that chord. I have 2 of them right here that aren't in the chord. So when we play it back, when we get to those notes, you might hear that it sounds a little bit odd. You hear the dissonance on the green and the orange. Okay, which it's okay to have these as you're transitioning from one note to another. You just probably don't, like if we did too much, let's just move these. Okay, let's try playing it like that. See how it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good because there's too many notes that are not inside the chord. Okay, so we're gonna go like back to what we had. It was like that, right? Yeah. Okay, and then, but you'll notice that over here we have some different notes in the F chord, right? So now we can try like C. I don't know why it started high that time. There's a reason, but I can't remember. And then I'm gonna go, this 6 looks like it's in the chord. I want to go up high again though. And then I'm gonna go green, and I'm gonna do this to lead into the next chord. So we just want to make sure that most of our notes are in the chord that we're on, and you'll be able to hear it. Let's hear it. Okay, you can hear that's kind of starting to sound like a song, right? So it's nice because it tells you, it gives you some guidelines to write your music. Now, we made all of these tones, these notes, the same length, and that can sound kind of boring and there's not a lot of rhythm. So if you decide that you want to put a longer word right here, you know, you can just take that note and drag it out. Up here it actually tells you like this is a quarter note, a half note, whole note. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay. No, this is a quarter note right here. So these are even shorter. So those are 8th notes and 16th notes, I think. And then that would be a half note, and that would be a whole note. But you can just drag them out to how you want it to sound, and you kind of have to play around a little bit, but it'll kind of like, it'll do it for you. Okay? So what I want you to do for this assignment is go ahead and play around in here. Make your own chord progression. You can choose whatever key you want and write a little bit of a melody on top of it. And it should help you out. It should help you out a little bit. I know that some of this maybe makes it even too easy. You don't have things memorized yet, but I promise as you play around with it, you pick up on things. Feel free to play with other features in here. You can adjust the tempo, do whatever it is that you would like. This says it lets you add lyrics. I thought that only worked for the advanced, like the pay-for version, but we're just writing stupid lyrics. If you wanted to break it up into 2 different syllables, You have to actually tell it to. So we have to kind of go shining. Okay, but then if I start putting in notes right here, it'll put the words. And that's gonna sound really weird, but here we go. But maybe I want it to be like faster, right? So then I can move this. There you go, see, it's starting to get a little bit of rhythm there. So you can just play around in here, and if it lets you do all of this stuff, that's awesome. But what I want you to do is write 8 lines. Well, okay. Let's write 8. Let's do 4 lines. I'm gonna have you write 4 lines of like chord progression. So 1, 2, 3, then you do an additional one after. So it'll add more as you keep going. I want you to go ahead and do that. And then take a screenshot of this part, or if you can, I would really love to see a video so I can actually hear it play back. If you pay for the whole thing, you can like export stuff. It'll make it a MIDI file, an MP3 file. You can change what instruments play it. So I could decide I don't want this to be piano anymore. I want it to be, okay, this is telling me I would have to edit instruments I have to pay. So never mind, maybe you can't. Let's see, has been loaded. Let's see that. Oh, the pop though, so you can add in some effects and things. Play around down there till you get something you really like. I would keep it simple at first, just so it's what you're actually composing and not too much synthesized, but there are those options and it can be a really fun, creative tool. For me, this was, I mean, it is a simple tool, but it was helpful as I was learning to just understand how things work and to be able to do it without having to learn 6,000 more skills like memorizing the notes and things. If I can learn how to turn this off.